All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to meet an orchid that's known less for its looks and more for its incredible scent. So you got to forget about what you see for a second, because it's what you smell that makes this flower absolutely unforgettable. So here it is, Lycaste Aromatica. Just look at that vibrant yellow-orange color. Wow. I mean, it's beautiful for sure, but that brilliant color, that's really just the opening act for its main feature.
Yeah, its common name, the sweet-scented Lycaste, pretty much gives the whole game away, doesn't it? The real magic here isn't something you see. It's that powerful, sweet fragrance it releases. I'm talking strong enough to fill up an entire room.
Okay, let's dive right in. To really get what makes this orchid so special, we gotta start with that incredible smell. You know, the scientific name itself is a huge clue. Botanists didn't just pick the name Aromatica out of a hat. It points directly to that powerful, sweet scent, which a lot of people say is kind of like cinnamon. This is a plant that is literally defined by its aroma. Okay, so the scent has us hooked, right? Now let's zoom in a bit and take a closer look at the plant itself, the machine that makes that amazing smell. So each one of these fragrant yellow-orange flowers is about 7 centimeters across. So, they're not massive or anything. But honestly, with a scent this powerful, who needs size? And these flowers, they don't just pop up randomly. They grow on these really cool upright spikes that can get up to about 15 centimeters long. It's like they're lifting the flowers up, showing them off, and getting that scent out there. The whole plant, seriously, is built for this one big annual show. You see those little oval-shaped things at the base? Those are pseudobulbs. Just think of them as little power packs storing up water and food all year long. And leaves? They're deciduous, which just means they fall off after they're done for the season. And that's super important because it lets the plant pour all that stored up energy into making these ridiculously fragrant flowers from late spring right through the summer. And this is so cool. It just goes to show you how long we've been obsessed with this plant. On one side, you have this old botanical illustration from way back in 1836, and on the other, a modern photo. And they look almost identical. This plant has been fascinating people for centuries, and it's still doing its thing, basically unchanged. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about its home. I mean, to really understand any plant, you have to know where it comes from, right? So let's check out the unique places this orchid lives. Yeah, you're not going to find this orchid just anywhere. It's from a pretty specific part of Central America, and it just thrives in the special climates you find across these 6 countries. Now, this is what I find amazing. This plant is super adaptable. It can grow as an epiphyte. That means it just hangs out on other plants, like on mossy tree branches, not hurting them at all. But it's also a lithophyte, which means it's totally cool, growing right on damp limestone cliffs. Talk about a survivor. But it is a little picky about its neighborhood. It's not a fan of harsh, direct sun. Nope. It prefers that nice, dappled, filtered light you get in tropical forests or warm oak forests, usually hanging out near streams. And it's not just growing on the forest floor either. This plant likes to live up high. You'll usually find Lycaste aromatica somewhere between 500 and 2,000 meters above sea level. It likes that cool to warm mountain air. Okay, so we know the plant, we know where it lives. Now let's kind of zoom out and see where it fits in the bigger picture, the grand family tree of the natural world. So here's its official address, if you will, in the kingdom of life. It's in the Orchidaceae family. That's the orchid family, which is one of the biggest families of flowering plants on the entire planet. We're talking over 28,000 species. And inside that massive family, it's part of the Lycastes genus. But has it always had this name? Well, like a lot of species that have been around for a while, its name has a little bit of a backstory. The name we use today, it wasn't the first one. Its first name was actually Maxillaria aromatic. In botany, they call that original name a bisionym. You can kind of think of it like a scientific maiden name. Later on, as scientists learned more, they moved it over to the Lycaste genus. But that aromatica part, oh yeah, that stuck. Because, let's be honest, it was just perfect. So what's the big takeaway here? Let's pull it all together and think about the story this one small but pretty remarkable orchid is telling us. I mean, we've journeyed from its amazing cinnamon-like scent all the way to its special home in the forests of Central America. When you think about its fragrant flowers and then its rugged ability to grow on both trees and rocks, Lycaste Aromatica is just a perfect story of adaptation. It's a plant that is just so perfectly suited to its own little world.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. We figured out that the name Aromatica was basically the key to understanding this orchid's most incredible feature. So it makes you wonder, right? What other stories are hidden in the names of the plants all around us? Every single one could be a clue, just waiting for us to figure it out.